Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the drama film, North Country. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. When we find Josie waiting by the Christmas tree alone in the house with her younger daughter and pre-adolescent son, we are left with many unanswered questions about her life. Her spouse arrives by car. Then, after he has battered her, we see her laying on the ground covered in blood. When that happens, she doesn't waste any time loading the kids and herself into her pickup truck and driving away, never to return. In northern Minnesota, they relocate to her parents' house. This living situation isn't all that much better. She and the children are, at the very least, protected from her husband. But the moment her father catches a glimpse of her face, he has to inquire as to whether her husband discovered her with another man. He obviously has no regard for his daughter at all. Sissy Spacek, who portrays her mother as being more caring, encourages her daughter to make amends with her husband and take him back despite the fact that he is abusive. She has no idea and no respect from either parent. When Josie meets an old friend named Glory, Frances McDormand, who tells her that there are some well-paying employment available for women at the iron mines, she is briefly employed washing hair in a local salon. Josie understands that applying and working there won't sit well with her father since he already works there. Glory, though, tells her that she would be earning the same amount as he does. She realizes she doesn't have many options, that the iron mine work pays 6 times what she makes washing hair, that she has children to support, and that she can't continue to live with her parents. She then goes to apply. Naturally, they must perform a pelvic check to establish that she is not pregnant before they can recruit her. After applying for the job, she and the kids move in with Glory and her husband. She and the other women are then seen at their orientation. Her boss makes it abundantly obvious that he disapproves of women performing the type of work for which they are employed. And he provides an obvious response to the question of why he hired them in the first place under that scenario. He makes it clear to them that, whether he likes it or not, the Supreme Court has ordered the company to hire women. We can see that the men are motivated to make their workplace intolerable while they are there because they are required to allow the women to work alongside them. The first thing that is made clear is the rationale behind the business's requirement that every woman have a pelvic exam prior to employment. The supervisor almost explicitly states that it has nothing to do with any medical protocol. The shift leader is introduced to the women when they begin working, and it is obvious that he is eager to abuse and harass them sexually. And when Josie sees his face, she recognizes Bobby Sharp as her ex-boyfriend from high school. She also recalls a former teacher who witnessed the two of them while they were together in the past. When the women begin working, they discover their names inscribed on the walls alongside images and foul language. The men threaten them and use foul language. Additionally, students find obscene surprises in their lockers and lunchboxes. Josie visits the boss to discuss the deplorable working conditions. But he makes it abundantly apparent to her that nobody wants her there and that nothing will change. What then can anyone do? It appears that few people have any plans to stop. In an 80s town like that, what other jobs offer living wages? Josie discovers that she is making enough money to obtain a mortgage, purchase a home, and provide her children everything they desire and require. The business faces a challenge in providing porta-johns for the women. Glory reveals to management that women take longer than men to use the restroom since they have to take off their overalls and cannot just whip it out quickly. And as soon as a female-only porta-potty is available, a worker by the name of Sherry goes to use it. Before she enters, the guys gather and tell her they had taken a large poo in it. They encircle it and tilt it back and forth as she enters. They then tip it over while she is inside. She is injured and severely traumatized as the dirt floods everywhere. What can she do about it, though? At that point, Josie is prepared to go to any lengths, even if it means skipping work to travel into the city and meet the business's owner, Mr. Pearson, in a formal setting. He promises to help her by making arrangements for her prompt resignation. She claims, however, that she has no plans to give up. After hearing that, Pearson comes to the conclusion that she should focus more on improving her work performance and less on causing trouble among her married male co-workers and female co-workers. She is accused of these things by more than just the firm. But there are stories spreading around the community that put her in the negative in front of her children, parents, friends, and co-workers. Her son calls her a whore and treats her with disdain. He has no choice but to react to what he learns about his mother. One day, things at work spiral out of control. All of the women are asked to clean up a large, nasty mess on the wall that resembles excrement. And Bobby gives Josie a call to complete a task for him. He takes her to a private location with him, where he assaults her. She makes her resignation announcement at that point. She seeks out a lawyer, Woody Harrelson, she knows through her acquaintances. She informs him that she intends to accuse the business of sexual harassment. She hears him tell her he doesn't want to become involved. He doesn't disagree with anything she says, but he cautions her that she will be humiliated in court and that their chances of success are slim. Later on though, he changes his mind and asks if she can gather the other ladies to back up her claims so they may bring a class action lawsuit. No one initially wants to assist her. Glory refuses to help her and tells Josie to leave her alone because she is currently in the hospital, suffering from Lou Gehrig's disease, and is unable to work. Sherry then asks Josie, what if they lose? Before Josie responds, she will have to confront those sons of bitches there again. She is aware that they can act any way they choose without being caught. The others come to the same conclusion, concluding that since Josie is no longer required to work there, it is simple for her to cause trouble. However, Josie shows up to a town meeting one evening with her attorney. All the guys are arguing about the unfounded accusation she brought against Bobby. None of the women, who are also present, are arguing. But Josie insists on being allowed to speak. Upon hearing how these people are degrading his daughter, lo and behold, her father stands up for her. He then stands up and declares that, despite having spent his entire career working with them, he is ashamed of them and incredibly proud of his daughter. Despite the fact that they are currently alone, Josie and her attorney begin the court proceeding. Her former co-workers, who had been requested to sign affidavits stating that she is lying, are all in the courtroom. Pearson has retained a female attorney who isn't afraid to tear Josie to pieces, interrogating her about her sexual history and the fact that no one else agrees with what she claims occurs in the mine. However, Pearson has been discreetly forewarned by the attorney that he might lose his case. If 3 plaintiffs file claims against him, new sexual harassment rules will go into effect across the country. No one speaks up for the majority of the trial but Josie. Her former instructor, who she is alleged to have had a sexual encounter with when she was 16 years old, has even been summoned by the attorney. She understands that Bobby Sharp, a former classmate who was present when the instructor raped her, is the only person who saw her interactions with the teacher. Bobby did nothing despite being aware of what had happened. He continues to say that she wasn't sexually assaulted. She decided to get intimate with the teacher. However, others are wiser. Josie's father abruptly gets to his feet and starts to hit the teacher for raping his daughter. As a result of his outburst, he is expelled from the courtroom. Bobby is finally forced by Josie's attorney to acknowledge that he saw Josie being raped and fled because he was too terrified to defend her. Then Josie's attorney speaks, saying that a brave person stands up for what is right, even if they are by alone, as was Josie. Glory then abruptly gestures from her wheelchair in the courtroom's rear row that she supports Josie. Josie's attorney reminds the judge that only 3 plaintiffs are required to bring a class action. They currently have 2. That's when Sherry gets up. The woman next to her then stands. Then, a large number of people, including Josie's parents and both men and women from the mines, are standing throughout the courtroom. We then watch her life getting back on course. Her adolescent son, who enjoys playing hockey with her attorney, wants his wealthy mother to purchase him a car. She explains to him that he is too young to be a driver. However, she makes the decision to teach him to drive as she is driving him home. It appears that she is now leading a respectable and decent life. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.